Everybody, welcome to Tpull's Corner. This is Travis, and we are in the middle of Brash Taunter theme week. So we have our 3 Brash Taunters in here, and the title of the deck is called Misdirection because what we've got going on is these particular looking creatures, bird goats. 4 copies of Stormwild Capridor. If non-combat damage would be dealt to them, we prevent that damage and put a +1 counter on them for each damage to prevent it. So, how does this work? Well, if we do a Blazing Volley, that's non-combat damage. If it kills all of our opponent's 1/1s, but a Stormwild Capridor is around, it takes that non-combat damage, it's prevented, and they get a +1 counter on them, so they become a 2/4. So we can actually hurt them with our own spells. Also, we can tap the Brash Taunter and fight the Stormwild Capridor, and that damage goes to hit our opponent. So going through the whole deck, 18 creatures, 25 lands, 62 cards. We start with 1 copy of Usher of the Fallen, so we can boast and create some human creature tokens. 1 Blazing Volley to get rid of the 1/1 swarms. 1 Shadow Sphere. Usually sticking this in while I still have access to it, because it gives lifelink and trample. 1 Beskir Shieldmate. When he dies, you create another human creature token. Looks very similar to that guy. Cord Blade Master. If he's equipped, or other equipped warriors, I should say, they have double strike. So I've got a bit of a, here's a Spirit Warrior, a Human Warrior, a Core Warrior. I've got a Warrior theme going on in here. Rune of Sustenance that gives lifelink, whatever you enchant. 1 Study Break to tap 2 creatures and go into our sideboard, where I only have 4 of the Strixhaven ones because I have Legion Angel in this deck, so we've got the 3 other Legion Angels. We'll get to that. 1 Birth of Meletus to get a Plains if I need it. 2 Dire Tactics to exile target creatures. Fracture to get rid of target enchantment, an artifact, or planeswalker. 1 Humiliate to see what they got in their hand and make them get rid of something. 1 Croxa to also do discard and give me something to bring back from the graveyard if I need to. Rip Apart, mostly intended against artifacts or enchantments. 1 Mirror Shield, which I use quite a lot to try and keep 1 creature alive. Banishing Light, again just 1 copy. Mavinda Student's Advocate, 2/3 flyer. You can bring an instant or sorcery card from your graveyard and cast it. If you cast it somewhere else, it costs 8 more to cast, so it's something that you want to be able to cast on your own creature. The Stormwild Capridor, as we talked about. Igneous Inspiration, 3 damage, and it lets us into our sideboard. This is another reason why the deck is called Misdirection, Ascent of the Worthy. Choose a creature you control. Until your next turn, all damage that would be dealt to creatures you control is dealt to that creature instead. If I have Stormwild Capridor out, I can divert all the damage to the Capridor. It's prevented, and just a bunch of counters are added onto it. Next, return at the third. You do that for 2 turns. Your 3rd Lord counter, you return a creature card from the graveyard to the battlefield with a flying counter on it. It becomes an Angel Warrior in addition to its other types. So notice it becomes a Warrior, which works well with Blade Master, especially if it's equipped, whether it's equipped with a Mirror Shield or an Embercleave. We also have Kunaros, Hound of Athreos, and this is a little bit at odds with Ascent of the Worthy, so you got to be careful when you play them. Kunaros is a good card. He's only 3 mana, he's 3/3, he's got Vigilance, Menace, and Lifelink. The thing that's kind of cool, but also a drawback to us, it can be if we don't play it right, creature cards in the graveyard can't enter the battlefield, and players can't cast spells from graveyards. So, Ascent of the Worthy, the 3rd counter, can't bring anybody back if Kunaros is out at the same time. So, I kind of wanted to prevent, also, Croxa would be stuck where he is. But there's a lot of reanimation decks going on, so I wanted a chance to lock that down at least for a few turns, and it may limit what we can do for a while, but it should work out in the mix. The playtesting worked out pretty well. Another Core Warrior, Akira, the legendary creature. When you attack with a player with 1 or more equipped creatures, you draw a card. You can unattach an equipment from a creature control, and if you do, tap that creature, and it gains indestructible till end of the turn. Our Legion Angel, you saw the other 3, they're in the sideboard. As soon as we summon 1, we get to bring another one from outside our hand into the game, into our hand. Showdown of the Scalds to exile the top 4 cards of our library. Then we can play those cards, and whenever we cast a spell the next 2 turns, we get to add counters to creatures. 1 Snapdack, Apex of the Hunt. Snapdax is a mutate creature. He's got double strike. Whenever he mutates, it deals 4 damage to target creature or planeswalker. An opponent controls and you gain 4 life. 2 Doom Scars for board wipes if we need them. Brash Taunter. By now you should be familiar with him if you've been watching the weekly series. If not, go back and watch it all over again. Or watch it for the first time. Basically, indestructible 1/1 goblin. Costs 5 to get down. Any damage dealt to him gets sent to the opponent. And you can make him fight another target creature, even your own, and that damage also gets sent to the opponent. Most people who know Embercleave costs 1 less to cast for each attacking creature. Each creature that it's equipped with, it gets +1, gets double strike and trample. And finally, Zagreus, legendary vampire rogue, 4/4 flyer with death touch and haste. And every other creature that we have gains death touch. If we happen to go after a planeswalker, if we hit that planeswalker, we destroy that planeswalker. There we go. The rest is lands. And we're going to try and see if we can get Brash Taunter out and deal with him. It's basically him and Stormworld Capridor are the 2 stars of the show in this deck. And yeah, let's see how it works, shall we? And when we're done, if you like what I've done, click the like button. Maybe subscribe, maybe show a friend. Those types of things. Think about it. Here we go. Alright, we get to go first. That doesn't happen that much. We will need 2 white mana. We've got a lot of different mana needs here in this deck. But for now, virtually any 1 more land will do. The popular green-white lifelink deck, Life Gain, is at hand. And we missed our land. Thanks a lot. That quite often means doom against this deck. Yep, see? They're so on curve, it is disgusting. Much like the mono-white deck always seemed to be magically on curve no matter what they did. Oh, this is deadly. Usually I have to win 2 or 3 matches for Magic to do this to me. It seems like the perfect hand for white-green. Yep. Perfect hand. We'll keep it just so you can see what the perfect hand looks like for the new Life Gain deck. See? Didn't even blink. Killed us in what, 4 turns with 3 lands? Ouch. Alright, hopefully the arena's got it out of its system with starving me of the necessary color of lands that I need. And we can have a regular game. Although it's looking kind of iffy right this second. There we go. Alright, best gear shield mate. I'm saving this for later, regardless. Get the black mana in there. see what you got. Let's see, Fate's Reversal, Yuan Ti, Fate's Reversal, Rogue Class, Stolen by the Fae. Stolen by the Fae it is. Heartless Act doesn't work on that now. Poison of the Cup does work on that. Very good. I still have a creature. So now I can bring Yuan Ti down. Okay, Destroy doesn't work on Brash Taunter, so it's time for him to go to work. But if Yuan Ti attacks alone, he can't be blocked, right? That's okay. We can get into a fight with him with Brash Taunter. Our only issue is if he comes up with an exile spell. Perfect. That's what we wanted. Say goodbye to your little friend. And take damage. And one more point. It's okay though. You got Fate's Reversal, right? You can return it to your hand and venture into the dungeon. And they're already quitting. Sometimes that happens when you show them a Brash Taunter and they're just not prepared. They might have all sorts of removal, but unless they have something like Exile or maybe Flunk to take away the counters, and they can't guarantee, of course, when that card would come up. So, yeah, sometimes just show them, you know, if you got it, flaunt the taunt. They will scoop. I think that's enough. That's good mana to start with. Got a removal, even though it might cost us toughness. Start with the solid choice that doesn't change. Okay, so we can afford to put a swamp down now. And what else do you have? Oh, wow. Angel of Vitality, Glorious Anthem, Angelic Guardian. Let's get rid of Bowser Cat. You're a lot closer to being able to get him out. He can be a pain if he gets the emblem. Okay, what next? How about Kunaros? He's not attacking, so he's able to block those. Let's see. Does the core warrior count as a human? Where's my red? What's this guy gonna do? He gives him +1. I can't really afford to wait on that, can I? Alright, so let's attack. He just takes the damage. Okay, good enough. Still does not attack. Interesting choice. You get exiled. Core Warrior does not count as a human. Can't be blocked. If he gets 2 more lands soon, we are in trouble. Maybe not. Got Brash Taunter. Okay. 3, 4, 5, 6. Does he realize that Curie gets Death Touch? I think he knows. I think he sees it. Why aren't you putting down Glorious Anthem yet? Ah, you want to put that guy down. Okay. I'm okay with that. We're going to do this. Also going to do this. Close. So you're going to send the war leader? And, oh, hello. And gets him into sideboard. You did not have anything in your sideboard? This is a couple times this has happened. For anybody new that might be watching, the Strixhaven cards let you have up to 7 cards in your sideboard. Whenever you see learn, so when Sparring Regiment enters the battlefield, learn. Whenever you can learn, that means you search for a lesson and you put it in your sideboard. I'm just going to attack with everybody now. You don't have trample, so I don't need to worry about much now. Half dead. Even if they're indestructible. Oh. What a top deck. Just keeps getting more and more life. Okay. You know what? That still means everybody has Death Touch. So... What do I want to do? Okay, this is fine. Okay, that one has lifelink. Okay, we'll do it this way. Three points at a time, if that's what it takes. Alright, we finally have the Angelic Guardian. He thinks this is a good thing, but it's not. Pass to blockers. This guy blocks. 6 damage. Okay, then I can attack again and fight that guy for 6. He has Death Touch. Fight this one. Death Touch kills him. Damage. Nice little Zagreus Taunter combination there for you, in case you didn't know about that. I like it. Alright, we are racing. We're racing through the games. We're racing to get some good stuff going on. Yes, that's a swamp. You're not mistaken. Okay, I'm definitely going to need a plains. How's your mana curve? Freaking perfect. You don't see them every day, do you? I see your Angel of Vitality. I raise you a Legion Angel with 3 more on the way. So we are playing poker with the 2-pair thing, aren't we? You got a buff? That is a lot of life gain. Oh, you had another buff. Okay, so now what do we do? Perfect. Do you have enough creatures? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. to get some extra land. Interesting. Make sure that I don't hit the no blocks by accident. Enchantment. Enchantment. Attack. I think that means you're in trouble now. Mutate. Yes, I like the idea of mutating. Over. I want you to know it's Snapdax that is doing this to you. I don't think we'll need you, but... And he doesn't even wait for the attack, because that was like 14 points of damage right there, so he was dead in about 3 turns. Alright! The deck is good. Alright, that's the deck. We didn't get to use everything tonight. Shadow Sphere and Mirror Shield didn't come up, that kind of thing. The Ascent of the Worthy, you have to be careful when you use it. You have to time it just right. And we actually didn't get to show off Stormwalled Capridor all that much tonight. Although we did get it down, we didn't get to show exactly how awesome it is. When they try and... You know, there's a lot of people forget about what it does or don't know what it does, and they try and zap it with some kind of lightning bolt or something like that. And then they just scoop because it gets suddenly bigger and it becomes like a 4/6 creature or something like that. So you did see, though, that there was one guy who didn't use anything from Learn and get into a sideboard. We used Study Break to get into our sideboard. We used that to exile a 5/5 flyer that was too much for us. So yeah, study the Strixhaven cards and the Learn feature and make sure that you look for all these lessons. Even though we only had 4 because we had to make room for 3 Legion Angels, we still had useful cards to go into there, even though we were down to 4. We had Doomscar ready, even though we didn't need to use it. That kind of thing. Yeah, play around with the deck. It's a fun one. And especially if you haven't played around with Stormwalled Capridor yet, that's a fun card. So we'll leave it there. This is Travis at Tpull's Corner. Like it, hit the like button if you haven't. Subscribe, hit the subscribe button if you haven't. And share the videos with a friend. Bring a friend back to join us in the neighborhood. There's always going to be a new deck around the corner. Have a good one.
Beautiful day in this neighborhood, a beautiful day for a neighbor. Would you be mine? Could you be mine? It's a neighborly day in this beauty wood, a neighborly day for a beauty.